How scientists shift consciousness to a computer. Imagine having your consciousness transferred into a computer, so that you can exist for centuries without ever experiencing death. It may sound like the stuff of science fiction, but scientists are already working on making this a reality. In this video, we'll explore how they plan to do it. What is digital consciousness? Digital consciousness is a new way of thinking about the relationship between humans and computers. It's based on the idea that our minds are not just information processing machines, but also complex systems that are constantly interacting with our environment. This interaction is what allows us to be aware of our surroundings and make decisions. So, if we want to create artificial intelligence that can match or exceed human intelligence, we need to design systems that can simulate this type of consciousness. There are already some impressive examples of digital consciousness in action. One is IBM's Watson computer, which beat human champions on the game show Jeopardy! By understanding natural language questions and finding the correct answers from a huge corpus of data. Another example is Google's DeepMind artificial intelligence system, which has been able to learn how to play Atari games just by watching them being played. DeepMind can also navigate 3D environments and identify objects, just like humans do. Of course, these examples are still far from true human-like consciousness. But they show that it is possible to create artificially intelligent systems that have some of the same basic abilities as we do. How does it work? Scientists have developed a way to shift consciousness from one person to another, and it involves a computer. The first step is to create what's called a brain-computer interface, BCI, which is basically a way to read and write information from the brain. Then, they hook up the BCI to two people, the sender and the receiver. The sender's consciousness is transferred into the receiver's brain, and the receiver becomes conscious of what the sender is experiencing. What are the benefits? There are many benefits to using a computer to shift consciousness. One benefit is that it can help to improve focus and concentration. Additionally, using a computer can also help to increase creativity and problem-solving ability. Additionally, computers can also help to reduce stress and anxiety levels. What are the risks? There are some risks associated with shifting consciousness to a computer, but they are mostly theoretical at this point. The main concern is that we may not be able to fully understand or control what happens when we digitize our consciousness. Additionally, there is a risk that we could become trapped in the computer simulation, or that artificial intelligence could become sentient and pose a threat to humanity. However, these are all just potential risks at this point, and more research needs to be done to determine if they are actually likely to happen. What happens when you die in the digital world? We're all familiar with the concept of death in the physical world, but what happens when you die in the digital world? This is a question that scientists are starting to explore as we become more and more reliant on technology. There are a few different scenarios that could play out when you die in the digital world. Your digital avatar could simply disappear from the world, or it could continue to exist without you. In some cases, your avatar might even be able to interact with other avatars after you've died. Scientists are still working out the details of what happens when you die in the digital world, but it's an interesting topic to think about. What do you think would happen to your digital avatar if you died? Final thoughts. It's fascinating to think about how scientists are shifting consciousness to a computer. This technology has the potential to revolutionize the way we interact with the world and could have a profound impact on our future. While there are still many questions to be answered, it's exciting to think about all the possibilities that this new research could bring.